Hello everyone, welcome back to another review of yet another cookbook. So we haven't really been doing our Monday videos lately because number one, I've been so busy with this library book sale. It is insane how many thousands upon thousands upon thousands of books that I, need to get sorted and put into their rooms for this big, huge sale. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work too. And we were also doing a rather large renovation project in our kitchen, which you can see part of behind me, and I will show you here in just a minute. But first, let me tell you about the cookbook we're going to review. We're going to do this little recipes for Rovers by Louise Henderson. It's the last cookbook that I have from her that I bought in a bundle on eBay. And this one, I'm a little bit torn on, but we will wait for that review while we're cooking our food. We are going to go out. This is recipes for Rovers, so we're gonna have to rove somewhere, right? So we're going to be taking our ingredients to a park here, and we will be making our food outdoors, just like you see on the picture. And then that's where we will do the review, the taste test, and I will tell you kind of what confused me just a little bit about this book. So let's go ahead. First, I will show you what's behind me, and then we will start getting all of our ingredients together and ready. And this is what we spent a weekend doing in our kitchen. We have some giant bookshelves that my husband built for me as an early birthday present for me, and I absolutely love it. I have all my cookbooks in one area now. I have them really nice and neatly categorized into different things. So I have all my vegan, vegetarian together. I've got all my Americana, and I even have some international baking and tea time down here. So everything is nice and neat, organized, and I absolutely love it. It's almost like having a little mini bookstore in my kitchen, which is absolutely my favorite thing about this. And even if at some point I decide, you know what, I'd like to pare down all of these cookbooks, maybe even get rid of all of them, these shelves can be repurposed into pantry storage, storage for canned goods. You could even make some really cute displays with some dishes, maybe some of your antique dishes. Or if you just need some extra storage for some extra kitchen tools and utensils. That really makes these shelves useful no matter what they're holding. But for now, it's got my cookbook collection, and I love coming in here and looking to see what I'm going to put on the channel next. Now, here's the recipe that I chose out of this little cookbook. We had a little bit of a hard time finding something that we wanted to make out of these because there's several of these recipes that just make a ton of food. Basically, as they're stating in here, they were kind of feeding most of the camp. So, we did not want to make that much food. And we kind of settled on this one here. Number one, because it's called Mountain Burgers and we're in the mountains. So I thought that was pretty appropriate. But also, this little topping right here. We've got celery and we've got green onions. We've got shredded cheese. Everything is just kind of mixed together and then poured over the hamburger after you've cooked it. So it seemed kind of odd, but also interesting at the same time. This is also something fairly easy to take to the park and pop on the grill. So we thought this would be kind of a fun one to do out of this book. But first, we actually need to put that little topping together. So let's go ahead and get our vegetables prepped, and then we're gonna mix everything together. All right, we've got our celery and our green onions finely diced and chopped. And all we need to do is throw everything into this bowl. So I'm gonna add our green vegetables. we're going to do a cup of cheese. I'm going to be using vegan cheese, but use whatever cheese that you would like. And now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of ketchup and a tablespoon of mustard. But of course, I'm just going to eyeball it. And mix this together. And we've got our topping. So this is going to go in a Tupperware bowl, and I will store this in the refrigerator until it's time to go. Now I'm also going to go ahead and pre-season the beef. I got this from Aldi, and I will be adding salt and pepper. And then I'm going to go ahead and form it into the patties just to make it easier when we get there. Now, I usually make 4 patties out of a pound of beef, and that way we'll have 2 for today, and then we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. And that's all the prep work we need to do here. Next time you see us, we will be at the park grilling these up. We decided to take one of our other favorite trails before we start cooking, but we had some really bad storms and high winds rip through here the last couple of days, and you can kind of see we've got a lot of downed trees that are kind of down all over the park. So they've done a good job trying to clean it up, but they still have a pretty big job ahead of them. What a beautiful day to be out here. It's so nice to finally see some clear skies and sun after all the storms we've been having. And this is why this trail is called 7 Sinkholes, because the trail literally winds its way around all the sinkholes in this area. And we're at the end of the trail. The car's just up ahead, which means we're going to find our picnic area and start taste testing those burgers. Okay, so there's a reason why we're keeping this pretty simple with just chips as a side and a drink, because we couldn't really find a whole lot of sides in here that, you know, kind of looked appetizing. And another reason is the weather has been insane over here in East Tennessee for quite a while now, and so we didn't even know if we were going to be able to come out here, and so we thought we might have to just eat the burgers and run. So that turned out not to be the case, but that's okay. At least we'll have the burgers to try. Oh yeah, that's the sizzle we like to hear. So we're gonna go ahead and fry up all 4 of them. And that way, like I said, we'll have our leftovers for tomorrow, but these are what we're gonna eat right now. Now, while the hamburgers are cooking, let's look at this cookbook a little bit. The cover is absolutely adorable. That's really what caught my eye when I saw it on eBay. It's got a copyright of 1970. And I do like the fact that these are from individuals that she's collected the recipes from. And, you know, a lot of times the person has actually said what they do with the recipe, why they make it. Some of them will try, you know, to feed the whole camp and just have a bunch of people come over to their campsite and feed as many people as want to come. So I thought that was really cute. You have a lot of foil packet dinners, you've got a lot of things you put in the coals, and then you have this one, Cooking Go-Go. Now this is where you tie your meat or your meal to the manifold of your car and cook it as you drive. I've never tried this, so I don't think I ever would, because it even specifies in the recipe that you have to keep driving. So you can see here the hot dogs are ready after 25 miles of driving, but you can't stop because that means your hot dog is going to cool down and not cook because your engine's going to cool off. So not sure if I would trust that. There are a lot of stews and soups, things you can do in a one pot over an open fire. There's a few little salads and sides that you can put with, you know, your main dish. But one thing we were a little bit surprised at is the amount of items in here that you need an oven for. So that includes your breads, cookies, pies, and cakes, but that also includes a lot of your main dishes. So like, you know, your roast and things like that. So this cookbook really is, I think, more for like RVers who would have an oven inside their RV. Or if you want to go ahead and cook ahead at home, and then all you'd have to do is reheat when you get to the actual campsite. Overall, I think it's really cute, and if you keep that in mind, you know, the fact that you are going to need an oven to make quite a few of these, so that, you know, you will either be bringing it to the campsite or cooking it there inside your RV, then I think this would be a really cute little vintage addition to your souvenir cookbook collection. Oh, that looks so good. Mitch flipped them over. We're gonna let them cook for a few minutes, and then we'll put the sides or the toppings on just two of them so we can melt that cheese a little bit. But that's looking so good. Ooh, on goes the topping. We've got some buns toasting. We just really want to melt that cheese just a little bit. Now it is vegan cheese, so it's not going to melt a whole lot, but we'll get an approximation at least. Oh, we've got a beautiful toasted bun. Look at that. Ooh, I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. Okay, let's dig in. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're using a gluten-free bun, so I think the Trader Joe's gluten-free bun is a little bit on the dry side, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's not the best gluten-free bun we've ever had, but the topping for the hamburger, I didn't really know what to make of it because of the celery and the green onions, you know, mixed in there, but it works.
It's really good.
It's a good crunch, and the onion puts a lot of good flavor in it. The cheese is good, and then, you know, mustard and ketchup, that's always good. So yeah, I think this is actually a really good kind of burger to do outdoors, because you can make this topping at home, stick it in your cooler, bring it with you, and you really don't have to do any prep work for a good burger while you're outside.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's real. Wow. Okay. So we have another really good one from Louise Henderson. We've enjoyed these little cookbooks here. I think this one, like I said, just remember, you know, you're gonna need an oven for a lot of them.
About half of them.
For about half of them, yeah. So if you have an RV or if you do it at home, you're fine. But there are some really interesting ones that you can do over a campfire, in the coals, on a little camp stove.
On your manifold.
Yeah, on your manifold if you want to. Including this little burger, which I think is just one of the most, I think one of the best convenient outdoor recipes.
Yeah.
we've ever done.
Yeah.
Just
I actually
because,
kind of wish I would have piled more of the topping on there.
yeah,
If
I do
anything.
too. Just go ahead and throw it all on there. Yeah, it just makes it all the more better. But yeah, so yay for Louise Henderson. That wraps up all the little souvenir cookbooks from her that we're going to do. So we're actually going to transition into yet more subscriber requests, because remember, we've got that pile, and now that we've got the bookshelf tour part 2 out, we actually have more that we've added to that pile, so we will be getting to those also.
Yeah.
There you go. Glad you came with us on this little trip. Hope that you try this really good and really convenient burger to try outdoors. I think it's perfect for roving.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching this one. We will see you in another episode for some more goodies from our cookbooks, and hope you stick around and watch those. We'll see you then. Bye.
And if you like historical cooking and unusual cookbooks, here's 2 more videos you might enjoy. And make sure to like and subscribe for more foodie adventures.